in the bottom left, 4 mouseboards in mouseboards red, it's WaN. And in the upper right, we got Neutron still on the under contract for Oceanus Gaming. That's pretty damn cool that they support this in many regions and for quite some time. So Neutron was absolutely overwhelmed by this ghoul flood against Vortex. Can we expect the same by WaN? I wouldn't think so, Remo.
Wouldn't think so either. What are we going to be seeing here? Is it the standard, the happy build? Seems like, yeah, that is the choice. And that means no ghouls for WaN early.
Yeah.
Isn't that him moving away from his biggest strength?
I think so too. That, like, maybe he knows that Neutron knows and therefore goes for something else. Maybe he lost a little bit of confidence in his ghoul surrounds as well, since, like, we know that they are not sticking as they should be or as they were 2 months ago.
I think you would have to miss an insane number of them for you to really lose confidence in them. Usually, like, it's still there once you have the surrounding skills. Once in a while, you get a couple games where for sure the surrounds don't go as good many games in a row, but especially at this level, you can't really be too reliant. You know, you can't think that your surrounds is the only thing that's gonna carry you. Obviously, it's good at many aspects of the game, and I think one should be able to kind of guess pretty easily what Neutron's gonna play style-wise. So does he really want to go like into standard, you know, maybe down the line, like go into the tri-hero Fiend composition, some destroyers, some abominations, and then expand himself? That's supposed to be the really solid style that at times Night Elf has a very hard time countering.
All right. First blood here. The Acolyte falls circlet for Neutron. We got the DK with Dust already and decides to go for Aura, of course. As he sees the Demon Hunter, his mana can get burned, but the Aura is working without mana, so that's the pick right here. A couple of right clicks against the Archer to diminish the Moonwells, and there's not many of them, so gotta be a little careful with that juice, get some mana management rolling, and WaN is teching already.
A player's forces are
Wouldn't it be crazy if one did the same strat as his Vortex?
Yeah, I would never expect this from WaN, and maybe that's why he does it.
Yeah, but Neutron, I was gonna say he scouted really well, but he sent his Wisp in the top left to a wrong corner and lost that.
Oh.
That's very bad, actually, because that's gonna be less wood, and I think that could have been his follow-up scout, even though he's got a Wisp available at the bottom right, with which, you know, you want to follow-up scout to see if it's double crypt in a bit.
Yeah, this will take
forces
a
are
bit
under
of course.
attack.
You want to know if the Undead is expanding as well. Happy was introducing this proactive tier 2, early tier 3 expansion against Night Elf. And there's not too much you can do about that, because the Night Elf really takes a long time to get online. Nice last hit here by Neutron. Also sweet replenishment potions.
The Death Knight still with 0 experience. He's being very conservative here. He doesn't want to get in there. I think he realizes that he doesn't have such a high chance to kill an Archer, and if he had to kill one, he probably would lose his entire HP bar. So I kind of like the choice of pulling back and being a little bit more careful. Look at this. The Archer sneak away towards the Expo. But they were spotted, and they were still dusted earlier. So now he's going to go for one of these Archers. Should be able to get this one. He's going to wake up the creeps. Oh, that skeleton with almost no hit points.
Nicely done. The Herd Archer is ensnared. That means he can't really hide. Troll take her out. Still 4 archers here, still mana burns. Should be able to get the Major, because there's still no coil for WaN. But this is, of course, a big last hit. Frostborn always hungers. We know that. He steals the item, not the XP. But taking a clause of attack away from your opponent is always nice.
Yeah, you're not happy here if you're a Neutron about that. He did get the experience, though, which is nice against the 0 experience Death Knight. That Death Knight is tempting the devil here.
Yeah.
Especially like if he moves in and Neutron attacks with everything, then the creep starts attacking the Death Knight as well. So if Neutron was to just go and buy boots here in a bit and just chase a lot, I think one could be in big trouble.
Usually we see a Naga battle in the middle once we reach tier 2, but WaN pretty smart and pretty fast going to the tavern, get that Naga, and that makes it super hard for Neutron to follow up, especially since there's no boots on her, no level 3. Demon Hunter almost without HP, so this could result in a town portal if he follows this up. He does have the aura, unwilling to. Both heroes, first heroes, on the verge of dying. Demon Hunter makes it out with a Naga. Be safe as well. Looks
And yeah,
like
no
it.
gargoyle shenanigans from WaN here. It's just going to be fast, very fast tier 3 here. As soon as he bought Naga, he started that. He's going for a slaughterhouse as well. And we've seen, actually, even like the one game that he played against Foggy, where he got like that big army, I think he was doing pretty well, even though he lost that.
Okay, Naga now
player's
with
forces
claws,
are
very
under
nice
attack.
addition. Neutron trying to take the shop. I'm not too sure if that's gonna work, but WaN retreats, so okay. We're getting closer to that very dangerous level 3, which is very hard to disable. Potion of Greater Mana can come into play later. Usually we say that this item, Night Elves don't benefit too much from it, but in recent past, especially from Foggy, we've seen high level Naga, and against Fiends, Fork Lightning hurts.
A player's forces
Here we
are
go. The
under
Death Knight finally going to get his first bit of experience. To cure wild.
Invo potion on him. Demon Hunter comes in, and that is so annoying. Boots, level 2, mana burn, and just harass, let the Naga creep and get your tier 3.
Oh my god, that Death Knight. Melbourne hurts. Naga coming in. Naga almost level 2.
Wow.
Hero level wise, Neutron is so far ahead.
Yeah, this level 1 DK is definitely an issue. You can't really contest it too much. You don't have a coil, and even if you have a coil, then there's mana burn again. Lots of skeletons expire here. The Demon Hunter is kind of diving for this DK, trying to force something. Blocks with against the Naga. Invo potion triggered very early on. Can he reach for another frost arrow?
Wow.
No.
He's not even going to float the TP.
So good by Neutron.
Yeah. He's doing super well this game. He's got bears on the way now, training. Has gone already. Lich is on the way for
a
one.
player's forces are under attack.
But he's kind of broke. Like, he's barely crept at all game. He finally did his first camp, which was the Merchants, which he didn't even finish. A lot of those creeps went back, so experience-wise, he's in absolute shambles here.
Yeah, what can he do to speed this up? He has to wait for tier 3. It's ready now. He has to wait for the Lich. And then he can power creep, but then also he has to share the experience by 3, and he can't really take any risks with an HP pool like this.
Player's forces
Yeah, I almost would have liked to see him pull back the Naga and then just crave the Death Knights to get closer to 3 at least. But, I mean, there's a Demon Hunter, so maybe it's okay to level all heroes, because if you only invest in the Death Knight and he gets mana burn, he's still not going to be that great.
And for Neutron,
I'm surprised
everything...
Neutron didn't do Invis Potion, by the way. It's very common in this kind of situation on Demon.
Maybe a little later. Maybe he wants to get all the upgrades. Wants to get the items first. Oh, there is one of these WaN surrounds that we were talking about and here it sticks. Like, in a blink of an eye, you can never be sure that this is not going to happen. Surrounding with Fiends is very, very hard, but WaN is one of the best in the game.
forces are under attack.
Yeah, it's not going to get too crazy, though, because the Lich is now here with the Orb. There's going to be some Novas available. Naga creeping pretty safely on the other side of the map. He did a very good job really keeping an eye on where WaN was. Like, mana burns the first 2 heroes. And Wellspring already on the way here for Neutron. Very important upgrade here to have, especially like we're almost midway through the day here.
Yeah, it feels like whenever we have a co-cast with a Night Elf player, they always point out how good Wellspring is. But the other players who take a more professional approach, I guess, and less of an entertaining approach, sometimes they skip it. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's an insane upgrade for the Moonwells.
Hellstone for WaN here. At the lab, he's at 44 supply. Destroy form is about to finish. You always get that after the first 2 statues. Then you can start adding more. And we have Orb for Neutron, but he... Oh, actually, I thought he couldn't afford stuff, but he did get it. And he gets Warsong. The Death Knight! Oh my god!
Another steal. Yeah, man. Well, another steal in the upper left. First we had the claw, now we got the Warsong battle drums. This is so much damage for this Lich. Just stolen. Can he still contest this? I don't think so. We do have a staff. We have 1 bear, but that's it.
that big berserker was blocking the way, being bloodlusted. That's a disaster. That would have been such a good item for Neutron to have. Now he has to TP before he can even use rejuvenation on his demon. And WaN is in complete control from there. He might just go for the red camp straight away on the other side. Maybe grab 1 or 2 camp on the way. Because he really needs Death Knight level 3, even if that's just to open the fight with the coil on the demon.
How crazy a game can turn around in just one creep spot. That's Warcraft 3 for you guys. If Neutron was thinking about any kind of expansion, that's absolutely out the window for the next 4 minutes.
Wow, this is honestly one of the worst moments. Like, you play a very important match like this, and then this little mistake, you not being ready to pick up the item, not getting in position. The safe thing to do is always to have your hero that's going to pick up the item, be there, be right next to it as soon as it drops, and then you take it. And in this case, Demon was slightly out of position. WaN just swoops in, immediately sees that on the ground, and I guess Christmas comes early here for him.
Christmas in summer, oh yeah. And the biggest problem for WaN, the levels, that have been fixed as well. We got the level 2 coil, we got level 2 fork lightning. Lich has frost armor now against bears, demon hunter, and soon to be mountain giants, as Neutron is already going for that transition. And we do have the invis potion now. They're contesting the red spot. It was kind of obvious that this would be happening, so is Neutron ready or does he have to back off?
He has no room to pick up the item. I think the plan is just to wait for WaN to be fully engaged by the creeps and then mana burn. Oh, he mana burns the Death Knight very early, so that demon is going to get targeted instantly. He does have an invuln. Oh, he has double staff. He's playing the foggy style double staff.
Nice.
So he can staff out the demon and staff it back in.
But you know what he doesn't have? Dust. Oh, Demon Hunter has to staff out. Okay, needs to heal, needs to come back. He's absolutely dependent on the damage and the disable of the Demon Hunter, but it does take quite a while. And yet the Fiends, if they're hurt, they can't just burrow. There's no solution. This was a little late by WaN maybe, but the other two are definitely... Ah, okay, got it from his own shop. That could result in 6 supply kills. 1 Fiend down. Another one in the north is revealed as well, thanks to that dust. And that was 75 gold well invested.
Yeah, 1 on 53 supply as well, so he's mining quite a bit less right now. Neutron is so confident in this fight, he's not even breaking upkeep yet. He likes surrounds. He likes them too, almost gets that leech, completely trapped. Demon still taking a ton of damage. Staff of Preservation's already back. He cannot quite staff back in, but he can just run from one side of the map to the other. But WaN's really salvaging this fight here right now. Targeting down those bears.
He might have lost almost all Fiends, but the big strength is still here, and that's the triple hero. Once around. Oh, Lich in trouble now. Can he somehow reach? Doesn't seem like it. Does he have backpack to bring any items? No, he doesn't. Has to kite, has to move back. Even the Naga is out of mana, so not even too many frost arrows remaining. But that is the retreat for Neutron. On the other side, though, in the upper left, we do have an expansion coming.
It surprises me how much bears suck in this matchup, by the way. They die so fast.
It does surprise you still.
Yeah, like, I'm just looking at it and they're so awful, it feels like. Because destroyers do so much damage, and then there's the orb as well. So they're just here melting.
That's the reason you really want mountain giants at one point, to just distract from the focus fire. If you apply the orb of corruption and then focus fire with the rest of the army, this bear is like 80% dead. If there's a mountain giant taunt in between, you can prevent that with pretty good micro.
So WaN is still over upkeep, by the way. 59 supply. He's gonna scout the expo of Neutron, which is getting... Actually, it's at 50%. I thought it was closer to finishing. It's the perfect timing to scout an expo, because then you can really make your plan on how you're gonna counter it. And in this case, already having broken upkeep, I think just attacking might be the best choice.
He is on the other side of the map, so it will take a little, but the ghoul is already there, putting in some damage, preparing this big attack. It will be coming soon. Neutron not
I think Neutron maybe should cancel, because then otherwise he's gonna have to take a fight he really should not want to take if he tries to save that.
But he's also depending on the 10 food, right? If he wants to go 2 mountain giants, he needs 14 food, and he doesn't have a Moonwell in production, so he really needs this Tree of Life to be working. Fiend taken out after a very quick reveal right away, but trades it for Dryads, and again, no MGs in the fight. The bear's already down to 50% and falling.
This is supposedly a bad fight for Neutron to take, because Naga was almost out on mana, and also he never broke upkeep, and he's expanding. But
yeah, it's kind of greedy.
Trade as much as he can.
But he is very dependent on the second source of income for his ultra late game style with Chimeras and Mountain Giants. That costs you so much. And now we got the Demon Hunter here. The Expo is up. A bear is applying rejuvenation right away. So good multitasking by a Neutron. This of course can't be cancelled by an attack, so the ghoul falls. Was this enough damage already?
No, this was a terrible fight. Like, I can tell you right now, you can stop talking about chimps. We're not going to be seeing them. I'm pretty sure that WaN is just going to get a few more units and then do a giant push, which should be almost unholdable for Neutron at this point.
Yeah, this is a big power spike. Big investments for Neutron. They didn't pay off. And for WaN, we get 2 Abominations, triple hero on level 3. Mana is an issue, but also their right clicks are really effectful.
Neutron's best chance is that there's no mana on these undead heroes right now. So even though there's a statue, it's on healing. Okay, so finally switch it to mana. But every hero is kind of low on mana, so he could go for the Lich, but the Lich has 1 single invuln and some decent items.
Also, we got the double level 4, so a little more stats. That means a little more mana as well. Neutron feels desperate. You see that he's hiring an Ogre Mauler.
Which is like almost not helpful at all against this army, but he needs something. He needs more units right now. He's going to go for the backline immediately. His mana burns the Lich. Death Knight has 2 cores right now.
How will he use it? The A-bombs are already pretty hurt. Neutron's trying to kite. Neutron's trying to stack up that poison damage from the Dryads against Abominations especially. That can do a ton. He's kiting back, but that's exactly what he wants. WaN is following him, not focusing on the expansion.
Yeah, all one has to do is stay close to his 2 statues, keep pressing that Expo, and then he's just going to force fights that Neutron really doesn't want to be taking because he doesn't have the army to take on this undead army right now.
And
Expo
that tree
goes
of
down.
Exactly, that tree of life is falling. And now Neutron, yeah, kind of supply stuck as well. Not a single Mountain Giant this entire game, despite having the upgrades. Super expensive. More and more Dryads are falling. He just needs to right-click on one of the Dryads and it disappears. And this is an overwhelming undead force by now.
And this is kind of what I was expecting the games in this series to look like. You know, it's WaN playing standard, but just being like almost like 1 class above Neutron in terms of everything he needs to be doing. Obviously, that item steal was a big part of why he was able to do so well. And had Neutron picked that up, that would have maybe been a different game. But yeah, Neutron took too long to go into Giants. He expanded, in my opinion, at the wrong time. You either need to go for it super early or maybe not at all, unless you have some sort of advantage, which he didn't really, on the contrary. And WaN is just super solid. I mean, look at his army, 66 supply. Like, he knows how to pull back units on time, how to use Burrow. He's got the perfect composition, you know, 3 destroyers. He's got second statue coming back on the way. He's very good at the higher supply moments here, you know, with 70, 80 supply and getting the exact composition you need. You know, double A-bomb with Disease Cloud at the front.
Yeah, you got 4/4/4 heroes now. That Lich is crazy fast with +10 agility. And I don't know what Neutron can do to stop this. He gets the first MGs now, but I think you're totally right. There was a little bit of false decision making here. He had an advantage in 1 fight and then he started the expansion, but then the fight went on and he lost a lot. And that was the key moment in this match, I feel, where WaN just took control and Neutron was never able to come back.
Yeah, I think he fought with 50 supply at the bottom right against like almost 60. Yeah, now WaN coming in, those destroyers that demolish bears completely.
Boy.
Nice dust. But is it going to be enough?
They just eat these bears for breakfast. There's absolutely no chance. Lots of damage on the Abominations, but what does it do? If 1 falls, it's totally fine. Demon Hunter got level 4 at least, but being nuked, he's trying to get rid of that focus fire thanks to Taunt. But looks like the Moon Juice is not looking too healthy anymore. Naga is dry. And what to do now? Well, nothing. GG.
WaN just too solid for Neutron. Got a little bit of help from the drums. Definitely nice, you know, when that happens. Don't expect that to happen very often.
Yeah, that felt like such a momentum shift. Until that point in time, I really liked Neutron's position. I thought he played the early game well. He was nice and disruptive. He got the level 3 demon and applied a lot of pressure with it. That was all good. And the item gets stolen. Suddenly, WaN finds a way back into that game. Also because of his good play, of course, not just because of the item. And I agree with what you guys said during the cast. Mountain Giants severely lacking. When we see Foggy play this style, normally it's a pretty straightforward roadmap. You go up to 50 supply with Demon Hunter Naga, decent leveling, Dryad Bears. Then you make 2 more Moonwells. You get the upgrades for the Mountain Giants in the meantime. Then you make the 2 Mountain Giants. You shoot up to 64. And once those come out, and maybe you can fit in 1 or 2 armor and damage upgrade for the Dryads and Bears, that's when you're strong. Those are the late game advantages, or the strengths, I should say, for Night Elf. Mountain Giants in a big army, and the fact that your upgrades benefit your whole army as well, with Dryads, Bears, MGs, everything. And we saw 0 upgrades, and the MGs were way too late. So I think Neutron's timings just were off. And Todd, you said this also about the expansion. I felt similarly. It wasn't really very good of an expansion timing, I don't think, either. And yeah, WaN gets the victory here. Kind of clearly.
Yeah, so the problem for Neutron kind of lay in the mid game. If he fixes that, though, I think he has a very good shot. His early game was pretty good. His Demon Hunter in the, that sounds weird, but late early game, early mid game, whatever you want to call it, was pretty good. He was pressuring WaN a lot. This DK harass, except the Stolen Claw, didn't really pay off. He got 0 experience when he moved back. And if Neutron can build on that, I think we can carry this to game 3 here now.
Well, I got bad news for you. Last Refuge was Neutron's map pick, so now we're headed to WaN's map pick, Northern Isle. And
yeah, that is bad news.
Neo is like, oh, it's gonna be 2-0 then.
Well, Northern Isles is a pretty good map for Undead, and I don't think it fits Neutron's style too much. I think there's a lot to gain for WaN in the early game, so a game where he doesn't have level 2 is almost unthinkable here.
Remo, what does Neutron need to do here to win?
Needs a Shredder. And then all problems are solved.
Yeah, man, no Shredder in the game. That's what was missing. That's why he lost it.
Now, but on a more serious note, I would like to see him play more map control later expansion. Muscle up to 50, don't mess up, get your levels, and get 60 supply, 64 supply Mountain Giants, and then fight with a bit of upgrades.
Okay, we gave him some good advice. I hope he's listening until now. Now, Neutron, please turn the stream off. Take that advice and take it to game 3, because we are loading in to map number 2 first. Northern Isles. WaN could be the second Mouseboards player in the lower bracket final, as X-Lord is there as well, of course. And I wonder what he has prepared here. On this map, he displayed a very interesting style that we will talk about after this little bumper. All right, the style is go Frenzy Ghouls with Necromancers. Unholy Frenzy, tier 3, cast it on a bunch of ghouls and do crazy damage. We talk about this many, many times, and it never happens. Todd, can we finally bring that style back, please?
Well, you talked about it, so it's definitely not going to happen because of that.
Like the Chimeras? Yeah, okay, goddamn. I should just shut up.
You know, actually, if WaN wins here, he plays against Vortex.
Yes.
For the deciding match. And I think WaN's Undead Mirror is actually really good. Like, he beat Ente 3-0 twice recently.
Oh, wow.
So, definitely important for him to try and make it into that top 8. And I think that would be a big result for him. You know, obviously, he's like one of the strong players in Europe, but top 8 here in the tournament that has a lot of the best European players, that's already really, really big result.
Yeah, absolutely. He did good in a WGL qualifier or WCA qualifier in like 2016, but since then on the international stage we haven't seen too much from him. Of course he was always there, but yeah, never really made that big splash. We see him in the Meisterschaft, of course, being pretty successful. Yeah, this could be the year of WaN with the mouseboard support, with the support of X-Lord and Ente, and taking things a little more seriously. So we have a little bit oh, I thought for a second a little bit of a difference, but no, it's Demon Hunter once again, creeping the Tuskars away, and a Death Knight for WaN. So far, so standard.
Yeah, it seems like Neutron is dead set on going for Demon Hunter, Naga, and Bears. Like, he's not really adhering to that Keeper mass air style with the expansion. Which is weird, because like when Keeper was like, you know, it was a Keeper patch with a meta, He was one of the best keeper players out there, like by far. But it seems like these days he's really feeling the Demon Hunter. But so far hasn't had any success. He's 0-3 in maps against Undead with a Demon Naga style. But maybe he sees things that he could do better that might allow him to find more success here in those games. So he kills the Acolyte. That's pretty nice. A little bit of an XP boost, but he did have to spend more gold and wood repairing that Ancient of War here.
Right, I'm looking to the base, trying to find a fourth ghoul to confirm that happy style. But so far, it seems to be only 3, and he's not making that fourth ghoul. He's teching already. So it is the normal Tet Fiends. And this is kind of weak for a while. And this expansion here is not too hard to do. Is that maybe an option to expand early on, like Foggy does many times?
Yeah, possibly. I think if you start the tree pretty early and it manages to finish, look, he's setting wisps down there. Yeah, there it is. Great call, Neo. And there's the fourth goal, by the way, from WaN. Neutron with the perfect scouts, saw the main base, saw the graveyard and everything. Oh, Mana's still on a demon. That's always a proper feels bad right there.
Yeah. I can do that already. It's like the Talisman of Evasion. At least he gets a little bit of mana back, but Talisman absolutely useless, of course.
When I find that on Blood Mage, I'm like, are you kidding me? I got a spell that's 10 times better than this.
Oh yeah, Siphon Mana, such a great spell. It's fun for sure if you play with it. Not
so
too
Neutron
much
still does stack pretty fast, by the way.
True.
See, it didn't delay that. I mean, I guess it's normal timing, right? Triple Archer, then you tech after the tree, then fourth Archer and Boots.
He's also able to get 2 items from the shop, Boots and Staff, plus Expo, plus Tech. So his army must be pretty weak at this point. But it's also 3 Archers.
A town is under siege.
Ooh, the Expo was scouted. One's gonna move in with the Death Knights. I don't know if there's any corpses nearby from... Oh yeah, there is. Okay, there's a wisp near the barricade down there, you see? Ready for the detonates in case that happens. So Neutron should be ready. He needs to move there now.
Remo taught him so. Nice detonate coming from the north. Neutron absolutely ready. Yeah, this is a role model for Night Elf expansion defense early. Like, what can WaN do? He really needs Slumber for tier 3 Slaughterhouse Lich upgrades, so he can't pull the ghouls into this attack. And Neutron was ready and cancelled this skeleton attack with just 1 unit. And that's why this expansion for Night Elf against this very build can be so powerful and easy to get up.
Yeah, these archers finished the camp, and having already a demon level 3 is always so nice here for Neutron. On this map, it's kind of easy to guess where the opponent's going to be, right? You can just play some wisps really well. We see Neutron has one near the Expo of WaN. He has one on the right side at the Tusker camp, so all he has to do is be really careful. Once that Expo has been crept, it's all about map control and not letting the undeads do whatever they want, creep as much as they want. And I really like Neutron's position right now in this game.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Question is, will he still go for lures? I guess that would be the call.
Oh, we got it.
What?
Demon stole the experience thanks to that mana burn.
Oh, wow.
He didn't get the item though. One's very good with the items. That's the 3rd time. There was the claw earlier, then the war song, and now the greater healing.
Stealing Magpie right there. Yeah, big healing can be nice.
A player's forces are
Don't let your pockets drop any coins near this guy. Never gonna see them again.
Pendant of Energy here for... Is it the Naga? Can we confirm this? Yeah, this time Neutron is faster as WaN decides to go for Lich. Always an indicator for taking things slow and late.
Is that Naga going on a mission by itself? Improve bows on the way here for Neutron. Oh, he's gonna staff to the Naga. Has to already be in position. He's gonna give a boots and glove and pendant of energy.
I think he has a little bit of a wrong read, right? What's he doing there? He knows this camp has been taken away.
Yeah, I mean, he saw one pull back with the low hit points Death Knight, so I think he was hoping that the Death Knight would still be there and be low hit points, but obviously one's pretty good. He already finished that camp, moved back up, and picked up a very important greater healing, because I think Death Knight is what you want to target here if you're the Night Elf.
In this state, for sure, down to 25.
He's going air!
What? With Demon Hunter Naga? What?
I mean, one's already going Fiends, but in particular, if Neutron hides that for a little bit, this might catch him off guard completely.
Yeah, but I don't know about that, man. like, what does Hippo Rider really do? What do Fairy Dragons really do? You can't keep units in place with an Entangle. You don't have Acid Bomb to reduce the armor, so I think if WaN is focusing on the armor upgrades and displays... Oh, that bait! And shows good micro. That's pretty much a build order win.
Yeah, but he has Demon 3 against... He has Demon almost 4 against Death Knight level 2. Like, this is way better than last game.
That is pretty sick.
At Death Knight, he's never going to have a coil. If you can't coil Fiends and they're being targeted, I mean, Frozen Arrow is going to hold them in place enough that this is going to do a ton of damage. This is so important. One scouts with a skeleton in the main base of Neutron and immediately sees one of the winds, and he's going to know exactly what's happening here.
Okay.
Maybe he mixes in a different third hero? I don't even know. Maybe he stays on 2 heroes. Obviously, he needs Orb, he needs Web.
Yeah, he could go for Naga still. Dark Ranger is really not an option as it doesn't provide any skeletons against air.
Well, here's the thing. Whatever he gets, he's going to get mana burns. So it's not like he can be, oh, I'm against squishy units, I'm going to get a Red Law third. No, like, that Red Law would get mana burnt and be in hell.
Dude, Neutron. Okay. I mean, Northern Isles was the map where air was played the most.
Yeah, but never with a demon.
Never with a demon. Never with this. I'm baffled. But I'm oftentimes baffled as Neutron, so is the entire scene. So.
He did save a bit of gold, I like that. Then finally broke upkeep, and he's getting 2 Moonwells at least near the second base, which is the one that you expect to be attacked.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really smart indeed. WaN still has to wait a little. He does have Web now, he doesn't have Destroyer form, which is not too important in this case. As it would be against an Entangle, for example.
A player's forces are under attack.
I think the plan for one is to creep a lot, make sure he gets 50 supply, and then decide. He might just expand as well. But he's just really far behind in supply right now.
Yeah, that's what you get against Mass AR and an expansion. So you need to keep your units alive. There was a lot of mana gone in just a blink of an eye. 1 coil, 1 burn, and yeah, there you are. Another coil, but I'm not even sure if he can save that Fiend, as the heroes are still so low.
Yeah, that's the last coil in a while, I can tell you that.
WaN is in trouble. No counter expansion. And 20
It's very
supply.
smart of Neutron to not overextend, by the way. Like, that pullback here was perfect. He did the most damage that he could, and then he's just regrouping, getting items before re-engaging, and waiting for reinforcements. One has 43 supply. Yeah, you were going to say it.
Yeah.
Look at his supply.
Look at the... Yeah, especially with the shop here, with the only shop. The heal scroll goes to Neutron as well. He can afford everything. The DK steals this item again. Oh my god. It's an Ankh once more. I don't think hero focus will be a big thing this time. But man, he is killing way too much. Welcome back, Neutron.
That feel when you steal an Ankh, but then you lose the games 5 seconds later. I think it was over for a while. But Demon actually had full inventory. I don't know if you saw. That's why I couldn't pick up the item. So he used the potion and then tried to pick up the item, but one still got it.
Remo, what the hell?
Yeah, that was a good old Night Elf expansion on the way to tier 2. If that doesn't get pressured, if that doesn't get punished, it can be really strong. And Mass Air, not necessarily the most reliable against Undead, but Demon Hunter Naga can make that work. Unlike the Keeper and the Alchemist combo, they don't just get completely hard countered by the Destroyers. And it wasn't necessarily the Air, the Hippo Riders winning the game so much. It was the Demon Hunter. Making sure he gets the levels, he gets the boots, he controls the map, and he gets the expansion behind. This was very much a old school Night Elf style, not so much the new school approach of just muscling up to 50 supply on one base.
Alright, this can apparently work as well if it does come as a surprise and if you just overwhelm your opponent with mass. We don't want to overwhelm you with too many games in a row, so before we go into game 3, we have a little bit of a break for you, and then the decision in Group B, who's gonna drop out and who will face Vortex in the lower bracket final tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. The decision in the lower bracket of Group B is coming up. WaN versus Neutron started with a very dominant map by WaN, then Neutron slapping back with Mass Air, Demon Hunter, Naga, and now we go on to Concealed Hill. Remo, what can we expect here?
Concealed Hill, especially if you're a Night Elf, you always have to watch out. Oh, wait a minute, that's the Gargoyle map. And some players definitely like this style. But WaN isn't really one of them. But he may pull it out as a surprise.
Alright, we'll see about that as we're loading in to the third and deciding map. These two friends going at each other. Always feels a little bad when you have to kick out of your best, one of your best buddies out of a tournament. But you know, all these players are a little egocentric when it comes to tournament performances, understandably. So let's go on to CH. And there we are in the bottom left. We have WaN, and in the upper right, we got Neutron. So I'm really curious where the series takes us now. We've seen two very different styles, and we have two very different results. Can't wait for game 3.
Yeah, I liked what Remo mentioned. Imagine Vortex's style with the double crate gargoyle into mass ghouls against what's Neutron did last game. It would be an absolute bloodbath. But the thing is, Neutron didn't just do what he did blind. He scouted at two very important timings, like immediately after the tech of the Undead started, and then when Undead is tier 2, just to make sure what he has in terms of building and production. So he's able to adapt. You know, obviously he would start different stuff if he saw, for example, the double crypt. So it was just very well done by Neutron. The execution was good as well. Now it's for WaN to step it up and react to this if there is even a similar style. Like, does he try and go and cancel, like go broke on the tree to kill it? Or does he maybe just do a timing as the expansion is about to start mining, a la Vortex?
A player's forces are under
Yeah, this is
attack.
not really supposed to happen for sure. WaN will have seen the games of Vortex, will know that this could potentially be super strong, but maybe Neutron knows what his mistakes were and can adapt from that. We have the same heroes once again. It's Demon Hunter versus DK.
Yeah, and very... I was going to say similar openers, but there is no graveyard yet for WaN. Just the second Ziggurats
That's
so far.
ghouls. Or is supposed to be ghouls, and that is a switch up compared to the first two games. WaN, maybe after that one surround on the map, feeling a little more confident with his surrounds. It's also better against buildings than it is with the Fiend opening. You react faster. Maybe this thinking is, okay, you figured out the weakness of that Tet Fiend / Happy Fiend build. I will challenge you with something new.
Yeah, I think it would be very good to mix things up. Like, regardless of if Neutron, you know, goes for the same style, which you should kind of expect anyway, but it's going to be a harder map for Neutron to take as good control as he did last game. Obviously, even if he's chasing down stuff, there's the fountains to take in consideration. The ghoul almost messed up the aggro pull here on the skeleton, but he saved that at the last second. Well done by WaN.
A player's forces are under attack.
Demon Hunter's taking the crap away, gets the claws. Good early game damage for sure. As he's starting the attack, same second pretty much as WaN does. So we do have tier 2 on the way. We do have level 2 or close to level 2 heroes. But Neutron taking the spot away is quite nice.
Yeah. It seems like a very important part of Neutron's build is to power level that demon to level 3 very quickly, so that he can really start on applying a lot of pressure with mana burn. And that's just not for heroes, also for statues. Like, it's pretty scary to play against that.
Yeah, and that crab camp, you can easily take it with ghouls, and I think WaN was expecting this, so Neutron not going for anything safe, that would be the turtle creep next to his base, that would also be a guaranteed level 2, but being a little more aggressive, being a little more out of the map, knowing that this is ghouls, knowing that he doesn't have that much time, I like it.
Yeah, he's been doing very good with this, and it doesn't get too greedy. You see, like, it was very tempting for him to start the turtles, but he's kind of stalking one, and now he's gonna go for a creepjack here on the left camp. That's where the summons come in handy here. I'm surprised he has no wisp around.
Yeah, the skeletons put in some work for sure, but looks like Neutron knows him inside out. He knew exactly that this would be happening. Another coil used on a ghoul. Ghouls, of course, superior against archers, but they're melee, so they have to reach. Another wisp coming in. These detonates are very, very good, so it should be instant evacuation. Oh, look at this beautiful coil dodge. And the detonate getting 3 skeletons.
Don't you ever coil my wisps. Saves that one and then detonates it on the skeletons. One archer will be lost for this because obviously he was very far out, but I think Demon chased and killed a ghoul, so he's still way closer to level 3 than WaN is.
And again, he got the boots. So if WaN is not like super really good at blocking the Demon Hunter away, this could lead to 1 or even 2 more kills. That was very good. And that stays very good.
And no Macer this time. He just went Huntress all standards. It might be a good time to just play a purely one-based strategy here. Just creep a bunch, save gold, then go to 60 or 70. If you make it to the late game here with Giants on this map, also there's the fountains. I mean, obviously it's undead and they always have Unholy Aura you need to worry about, but it can come in handy at times, especially if you're playing a multiple staff style, which you should.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You need Mountain Giants in this matchup. That should be set in stone. Like Dryad Bears, we saw it on map 1. They don't cut it at all once the Undead is at tier 3 and got that right-click firepower. So we have Naga on Naga again.
Yeah, I think one knows that there's always the threat that Night Elf might creep the... he's even scouting for it. Might creep the lab here with the Ancient of War, so he kind of stayed close to him. Does he go into creeping now? They're both kind of stalking one another, waiting for one of them to make the mistake of starting a big camp so that they can punish.
Yeah, I really like that scout because a lot of people say like that ogre is way too easy to creep. But if you scout for it, you can disrupt it, and this camp can backfire super hard. Same goes for the rock golem though, that Neutron is approaching here. WaN smelts him and creep checks him while the rock golem is at like 1/3. Could be a big moment for WaN right here.
Yeah, he was counting on this. He moved super far out. He pretended that he was going to go creep himself, and then he shows up out of the blue. Gets the surround on the Naga. And I don't think a TP transfer is worth here for a Naga level 1. And she's going to die with a lot of mana as well. Tries to go for the surround on the demon, and he gets it immediately after.
Oh my god.
5 rounds, you got them.
For once, we didn't curse him. The Engine of War is falling as well. That must be a TP. Goes for it at 100. Naga of WaN survives at 60. And that was a monumental moment for the German.
And the Ancient of War was lost. WaN is in a fantastic spot here. No more Ancient of War whatsoever. Just double lore producing a Dryads and the Adept training for Bears first.
Yes, and he still doesn't have a Demon Hunter level 3. So not only did he kick a couple of units and the hero and the Engine of War, he also prevented this level 2 mana burn, which could be really obnoxious now.
Neutron, really?
A player's force
Okay, I was like, oh.
Oh no, the sheep is helping, but no.
He's gonna try to block it as much as possible. Actually, he can do a lot of damage. Imagine if you had Demon 3, that mana burn level 2 would have taken that out super fast. So that creep jack was so key. In my opinion, WaN's quite a bit ahead. Oh, and once realizing that this might be happening, he's trying to get in position to do something about it.
So much time. So much time. He gets it. And he gets the item. And he gets the experience. That was big. Like, if he's not investing this mana burn, this could be the end right here. But this could be the end right here anyway. Do we have a staff? No, we don't. Surround is stuck once again. This talisman won't help him. Needs to fight through for the DK is there to block it. Oh no, Neutron. Disaster.
3 surrounds in a row. 3 game-winning surrounds in a row. On the Naga, on the Demon, and then on the Demon again. And Neutron, he didn't quite have the economy to buy staff just yet. You know, he's trying to produce out of double Ancient of Lore. Now in all sorts of trouble. Naga completely out of mana. And this is a push before tier 3 even finished here for WaN.
Sick.
He just realized that this might be happening. It's just great map presence for him. That Creepjack and then into another Creepjack where even though the item for once was picked up by Neutron, he got surrounded when he shouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, I like the approach by Neutron to go for something risky when the game was starting to fall apart for him. But the fact that WaN knew this, yeah, this absolutely brutal.
Are under attack.
I think he did it too early. If he had waited a little bit longer, then Naga would have been out and he could have maybe trapped the
maybe.
big ogre in the corner between the tavern. How do you come back from this? Like, he needs... I think he needs WaN to really mess up in the next fight. Mess up one of the timings, which so far he's been so on point, right? He's gonna get Death Knight level 3 now. Grab the Lich with the orb.
Levels are still kind of an issue for WaN. This will be fixed in a bit. But he needs to get the other red spots, I feel. Needs to hope for great items. He needs at least one of these 2 fountains.
Yeah. And some good items.
Yeah.
If he starts getting, like, if he gets, I don't know, Crystal Ball or something, like, it's gonna be pretty sad here for Neutron.
Nice block on the Overseer. This is working flawlessly. Well done. Oh, there we have the Talisman of Evasion. He leaves it on the ground. Like, I don't need this. Okay, now picks it up for the gold.
He can sell it, to be honest. Yeah, it does give some gold, like, especially when you're under 50 here. You get the full gold for it. But ideally, I'm sure he would have preferred getting something actually useful.
Yeah. Okay.
Yo, where's Demon going? You're drunk, go home. He ran into the crypts, got stone bolted.
Yeah, what did he want to go for? Like, is there an option to go for something like Zeppelin, since we don't have fees?
You don't have a TP, so probably not.
Oh yeah, it's very expensive then.
That would be a one-way trip.
Okay, we do have fiends as well. That means we'll probably get Web as well soon. And that's the next, the first red spot for WaN. Neutron has to go to the bottom right, but on the entire side there's not too much to get to grab.
A player's forces are under attack.
Let's see, what item does one get here? Morphs, the first destroyer before he even goes for the actual fight. And he's already queued an extra statue here.
Okay, what is it? Ruined Bracers, meh.
Yeah, not the best.
Okay,
I think
Neutron
Neutron's
get
probably hoping for greater healing.
greater mana again. Oh man.
That's Descent on Naga. Oh, he got a Shredder. This is it.
This is
Win has been secured.
A
Chimera
player's
build
forces are under
confirmed.
attack.
1 base Shredder. Okay, I think Neutron wanted to go for the red spot after, but WaN is not giving him this time at all.
Oh, did you
Once
see
again,
that? He was
What?
gonna burn the Death Knight, then he realized it was illusion. Stopped it at the last second.
for once he's not giving Neutron the time for Mountain Giants. He's trading ghouls versus bears, which is a great one. Fork Lightning against the ghouls, take them out. Heal Scroll used early. Bear even stays in that fight, but how long is this Naga gonna stay in this fight? The staff is on her, very important. Hero! Oh boy, potion against the incoming coil, but that is enough. The Naga bites the dust once more, and now it's all down to the Demon Hunter.
Yeah, and the greater mana was on the Demon the whole time as well, so it's, with the Naga dying, there's not even a chance to have all this extra Fort Lightning. This is a super important game here. Whoever loses will be out of the tournament. Can Neutron or WaN survive here to have another chance to advance against Vortex?
Well,
Looks like Neutron is doing his best to hold on, but he cannot really finish those units too well.
Neutron needs an absolute miracle at this point. Trying to snipe the statue, which is really good as the mana is very, very low. He doesn't want to lose this Demon Hunter. Neutron, big fighting spirit here, not giving up despite being down to 30 supply. Naga will take some time. He's been pressured into his own base. The trees are all helping, trying to trap the DK into the trees, but no. The focus fire of WaN is just too crazy at this point.
And that Shredder didn't even come to help. I think he realized that as soon as you do that, he's the first team that's gonna get targeted and die like instantly.
I think it did for a while, but he sent it back early as well. Anti-magic now to save him from the next nuke.
He needs to sell the medallion. Like, I don't know why he's keeping that.
Not too sure if that's gonna make a difference, man.
Yeah, he needs as many units as he can get right now. Another potion gonna be forced immediately. There's one Moonwell that's got a little bit of juice. There it is. He uses it. Naga only halfway through back.
This is almost unholdable. But yeah, I agree. Selling the medallion for another potion will probably happen down the road.
Or another bear. Anything.
Yeah, exactly. Anything. He's losing the Shredder, though, in exchange for a Fiend. That was level 333.
Actually, that medallion did the opposite of helping as well, because he was draining more juice from the Moonwells when he was trying to heal, because his mana pool was like higher.
Yeah, absolutely true. If he drops it, though, that could have been nice, but didn't. Too stressful of a situation for sure. And if that shop is gone, yeah, where do you get your sustain from?
You know, WaN doesn't even need to be pushing, but he's that confident right now that he's doing so well that he's like, I can finish this guy. So he's gonna stay there. He sees empty moonwells. He sees a demon in real trouble. And he's like, I can end this and move on to the decided match.
Okay. Is that the last stand? Would love to see Reach, but there's so many, like 2 destroyers can dispel this immediately. Many misses as we have level 2 evasion. He's getting some kills there. There is something there. But there's also more and more right clicks onto that Naga. I see her in the altar again very soon. Oh. Could be an overcommitment with the help of the trees everywhere. But no, the calculations are right. It adds up. We even have an abomination now.
There's just too much. I think this is going to be the end of the road here for Neutron. WaN played a really good series in game number 2. There was a perfect build order to counter him, but in game number 3, played with the correct level of aggression. And that one creep jack on the lab really what made the game for him. GG gets called, and Neutron is eliminated.
Very fair play by Neutron, but